You were hit by another driver, but somehow you are the one getting blamed. You're standing there in Maryland, rattled, maybe injured, and the other driver is already talking to the officer like they are auditioning for a courtroom drama or something. Here's the scary part. In Maryland, if the insurance company can pin even a sliver of fault on you, your claim can get wiped out. Maryland follows what's called the contributory negligence rule, and it is brutal. So if you do not push back fast and with the right evidence, your case can fall apart before it even gets started. Hi, I'm Bobby Zirkin, a Maryland personal injury lawyer and founder and partner of Zirkin and Schmerling Law. So let me show you exactly what to do the moment the real out-fault driver tries to flip the switch or flip the blame onto you, so that you can protect your case, protect your record, and do not get stuck paying for someone else's mistake. Step 1. Take a breath and do not argue at the scene. I know your heart is pounding, your hands are shaking, and you want to correct everything right then and now. Don't. Arguing turns a crash scene into a shouting match, and shouting match creates bad sound bites for recording cell phones and for body cameras. It's not necessary. The other driver is not the judge. The officer is not going to decide the case right there on the shoulder. And your job is not to win an argument in traffic. Your job is to stay safe and lock in the facts. So here's your simple rule. Be calm, be boring, be factual. If the other driver is accusing you, your best move is to say something like, I'm not going to argue here. Let's make sure everyone is okay and let the officer document what actually happened. Then stop talking to them. Also, if anyone is hurt, call 911. If a driver seems impaired, refuses to exchange information, or tries to leave the scene, call 911, call the police. Step 2, collect evidence like your case depends on it, because it might. In Maryland, it often does. Here's what I want you to do with your phone. Go wide, then tight. Start with wide photos that show the entire scene, the intersection, the lanes, the traffic lights or stop signs, where the cars ended up, the weather, the lighting, any construction cones, any debris. Then go tight. Get close-ups of damage to both vehicles, not just yours. Get the license plates. Get the make and model of the car that hit you. Get the point of impact. Get skid marks if there are any. Get broken glass if there is any. Get anything that shows where contact happened. And do not forget the little details that decide cases. Road signs that show speed limit, paint marks, lane arrows, the exact position of each car in their lane, any businesses that are nearby with cameras, any dash cam you or someone else has taken. If there is a business nearby, take a photo of the building and the camera location so that we can locate it later. Video gets overwritten all the time. If you wait a week or 2 weeks, it may be gone. Now witnesses. If someone saw the crash, get their name and phone number. A neutral witness is pure gold when the other driver is lying about what happened. Say, did you see what happened? Can I get your name, phone number, just in case the insurance company needs to speak with you? One more thing. Do not secret audio record the other driver. Maryland has strict rules on intercepting oral communications. Be safe. If you want to capture what they're saying, the safe move is to write it down immediately, or if you do record, be obvious and ask for consent first. Step 3, watch your words, because Maryland is not forgiving. This is the part that surprises people. You can do everything right, and then you ruin it with one sentence that you really didn't mean. In Maryland, contributory negligence means that if you are found to have contributed to the crash, even 1%, you can be barred from recovery. That is why insurance adjusters and defense lawyers love statements like, I'm sorry, I didn't see you, I was in a hurry, I looked down for a second. Even if you mean it in a polite way, it can get twisted into an admission. So here's the safe script. To the other driver, I'm going to wait for the police, we should exchange information. To the officer, here is what I saw, here is where I was, here is what happened next. Stick to the facts, do not guess. If you're not sure, say you're not sure. And if you're feeling dizzy, shaken, or in pain, say so. Do not tough it out. That is important for your health, and it's evidence. Step 4, get the police report and make sure your side gets in it. If there's any dispute about who's at fault, you want official documentation. In Maryland, police generally respond and create a report in situations like an injury. A vehicle cannot be moved, a suspected impaired driver, an unlicensed driver, or a driver who left the scene. If it's property damage only, and the vehicles can be driven, Maryland encourages drivers to move the vehicles out of traffic and exchange information, and police may not respond. So here is the practical takeaway. If you are hurt, please call. If the other driver is blaming you, call. If they are refusing to cooperate, call. If you feel unsafe, call. When the officer arrives, do not let the other driver do all the talking. Calmly say, "Officer, I want to make sure you get my statement." Offer your evidence, photos, witness names, anything you have. Before the officer leaves, get the report number and the officer's name and ID number. And here is a detail most people miss. Maryland law requires drivers in crashes to stop and remain at the scene and provide information, including name, address, registration number, and show license on request, plus render reasonable assistance to injured people. So if the other driver is trying to refuse to give you information or is trying to leave, that is a major red flag. Also, if police do not investigate and the crash involves injury or death, Maryland law has a written accident report requirement to the administration within 15 days, with certain exceptions, including when a police officer investigated and a police report was filed. If you're in this situation, talk to a lawyer quickly so that you don't miss a requirement. Step 5. Get checked by a doctor, even if you feel fine. This is not just about your case, it's about you and your health. After a crash, people feel fine at the scene, then wake up the next day with incredible neck pain or back pain, headaches, or concussion symptoms. If you delay treatment, insurance companies will try to use that gap to say that your injury came from something else. So do the smart thing. Get evaluated, urgent care, ER, your own personal physician, whatever makes sense for you and your situation. Tell them that you were in a crash, be honest about the symptoms, then follow through with whatever treatment they recommend. Missed appointments and long gaps are used against you. Step 6, notify your insurance, but keep it tight and factual. Most policies require prompt notice, so you do want to report the crash to your own insurance, but when you do, keep it simple. Where did it happen? When did it happen? Who was involved? Whether or not police responded? Whether you were injured? That the other driver is disputing fault or not? Do not volunteer opinions on fault. Do not guess. And if the other driver's insurance company calls you, which they often do, you are not required to give them a statement on the spot. You are not required to give them a statement. You should politely say, "I'm not going to give you a recorded statement. Please contact my attorney." Step 7. Call a Maryland personal injury lawyer sooner, not later. Here's the truth. When the at-fault driver blames you, that is usually the opening move. Next comes the insurance company trying to lock you into their version of the story. In a contributory negligence state like ours, like Maryland, they only need a small excuse to try and deny the claim. That is why getting legal help early can change everything. A good lawyer will preserve evidence before it disappears, track down camera footage fast, interview witnesses before memories shift, challenge errors in the police narrative, handle the insurance company so that you do not get trapped into a statement. I will give you an example. I have seen this over and over and over again. Rear end crash, seems obvious. Then the other driver claims they stopped suddenly. If we can get nearby camera footage, that story will collapse. If we wait too long, the footage is gone, and now it's your word versus theirs. Fast action is leverage. Quick recap. What to do when the real at-fault driver tries to blame you. Step 1, stay calm. Do not argue at the scene. Step 2, take photos and gather witness information immediately. Step 3, do not apologize or speculate. Stick to the facts. Step 4, get documentation and make sure your statement is included. Step 5, get medical care immediately. Step 6, notify your insurer, but watch your words and don't talk to the other insurance company. And step 7, call a Maryland personal injury lawyer immediately. If you are dealing with this right now and you are getting blamed for a crash that you did not cause, get help before you say the wrong thing to the wrong person. And speaking of that, your next much watch is, will my motorcycle injury settlement be lowered if I wasn't wearing a helmet? Because the same blame game shows up there too, and you need to know how insurance companies use it. See you right there.